Hi everyone, this is Rachel.
And this is Christine. Welcome to The Thrive, a podcast for working moms.
And we're talking to all of the moms out there, working from home, working a 9 to 5, working as a CEO of your household, because at the end of the day, all moms are working moms.
And we invite you to share in our stories, celebrate the victories, laugh through the tough times, get advice, and to know that we aren't alone, to thrive in our everyday life. Hey everyone, this is Christine and I'm here with Rachel.
Today we're going to be talking about being in the mom world and how to find balance. You might notice if you've been listening each week that we took a week off. Christine is now back from her strep throat hiatus.
That makes it sound so much more glamorous. Thank you everyone for your advice and sending essential oil recipes. I did try a few of them along with antibiotics that the doctor gave me and I'm feeling much, much better. But I was not surprised when I had a few students in my class say they had strep throat recently.
Oh, so the downside of teaching.
Oh, I know. We're just passing it along. However much I try to keep washing my hands and keep everything wiped down, it just sometimes doesn't work. But I'm better. Thank you again for your advice. Thank you, Rachel, for speaking on my behalf.
Well, I felt like I had to check in. We've been trying to do some Instagram lives to keep you guys up to date. And oh my gosh, anyone that watches us on Instagram, I hope you know, I do social media for my job, but I don't do live videos for all of my clients. So when we're doing it, I'm still learning different things as far as the live video features go. So sometimes I'm just totally winging it. And
let's just put that in the category of us learning all things podcast as we go. These live videos. I was listening to a podcast that I really enjoy from Caitlin Bristow on The Bachelor. And she's just so real and just off the cuff when she talks. And makes it fun to listen to because she's just being herself. And I thought, okay, that's really what our goal is. And what Rachel and I are trying to do is just be who we are, but share our thoughts with all of you. And while being maybe a little bit planned and organized here with our notes.
We do try. We have some notes. I mean,
it's color coded.
We could go really off topic if there wasn't notes.
So this is keeping us in line and hopefully it all flows together.
Yeah. So coming up, we're going to be featuring guests on the podcast. So if you're somebody that has a business or you are doing an awesome job of juggling life, business, work, mom life, whatever, kids, we would just love to feature you. Like Christine said, we are really hoping to just feature other real moms, real women. If you're local, especially, we would love to connect. And if you've been listening, stay tuned because we're going to have some really exciting people on the show in the next few weeks.
Yeah, we would just like to celebrate all of you, celebrate things, especially that are special to Lancaster City. I mean, that's our home. This is a place that we love, and we would like to be able to connect with people in the community. So let us know.
I mean, I always just love finding out about events through social media because I feel like Facebook over the past few years has made that a lot easier to do. I love that I can literally just click on a list of things that are coming up around me because
let's talk about how much
find
you
out
click
about things.
Let's talk about how I am constantly seeing on my newsfeed that Rachel Klein is interested in every event in Lancaster County and the surrounding areas. I'm like, you're not even home this weekend, but you're interested in all these events.
Well, sometimes I'll just say that I'm interested because then I like to get the updates, or if something does get canceled, a lot of them are just public things that our family plans got canceled because somebody's sick. Well, then why don't we go to eat ice cream for breakfast day? Why wouldn't you want to do that?
I totally get it, but I think because I just can't commit. And even those BuzzFeed quizzes that would say what would you do in this situation? I would be I don't know. I just can't decide. And so
I just like to have a lot of options.
I know. Well, so I appreciate that you are interested. So I still get the notifications, but I just feel if I'm clicking on interested, it means that I've already really committed to it deep down in my heart.
No, I will say interested just because I'm clearly I am a little bit interested. And if I actually plan to go, I'll try to say going because I know from the social media manager side of it, that if you're promoting an event and you have a ton of people that are interested, you still could only get 10 people that actually come out. So I do like to say that I'm going because I'm actually going to be there so that the people planning it might get a better idea of who's really going to come. I actually just did that for that open house this week. If you are local and you were at the Strasburg Beautiful Home Interiors open house.
Amazing.
Yes. I don't know. Maybe I saw you. I went out yesterday. So Friday afternoon when it first opened. And it was just gorgeous. But that's something I totally found out about through Instagram, and then a connection of mine had shared information about it on Facebook. And so then I was even more interested because I was like, well, how is she connected?
Right.
And tell me more about it. Yeah.
Well, and I actually got to go to that too. It was beautiful. She had some amazing home decor stuff. And I actually got to connect with a friend of mine and we went together, which brings me to my first discussion point, Rachel, mom dating. So I'm kind of a new mom, 8 months in. And very quickly I realized that you have to really be intentional. Yeah, you have to be intentional.
You
have to be that too about reaching out to other moms. And so I went to this open house with a mom friend of mine who was very excited to go with me. And I actually thought like, oh my gosh, she wants to ride with me in the car. Like, this is so pretty. Exciting. Yeah. So shout out to Melissa. Thanks for your company. It was amazing. But I even remember months ago when I first went over for a play date with a friend of mine. I don't know if you can call it a play date when your daughter is like 5 months old and doesn't do anything. But when I even told my husband, I'm like, babe, I am going to a play date. Like, I'm so excited. But I kind of didn't know, like, what do I need to bring? Do I need to dress up? It's at her house. Should I bring snacks? Should I bring a gift? Like, comfy pants, jeans, makeup, no makeup, hair. I don't know. Because I wanted to make a good impression. I definitely overthought it. But Rachel, what are your thoughts on mom dating? Like,
I just love hearing your I just love
this all goes through my head, no joke.
I feel like all of those things probably went through my head at some point too. I think for me, it helped a little bit when I first had Reagan. When you said 8 months, I was like, I've been a mom for almost 3 years now.
Yeah.
Made me feel like a little old, but not really. But like,
I'm still older,
a little more experienced, I guess.
You are.
Yeah, maybe it was helpful because my sisters both had kids, so I was able to just do a lot with them and kind of see how they handled things. And I have a sister that's local, so I remember when Reagan was really little, I did a lot with her just because I didn't have as many mom friends. It was hard to get connected in some ways. So it was so important to me that when I did get connected, I was intentional, like you said, about, if there was somebody that I just wanted to get to know more. Sometimes it's hard for me to be the one to say this was really fun chatting today. Yeah. Like, maybe we should hang out sometime. I don't know.
Thanks. We should do it again sometime.
Yeah, I don't know why it's weird. Because I guess it's just different, when you become a mom and you start hanging out with, maybe it's like a mom's group at your church, or maybe it's, through your kid's school, you get connected with other volunteer moms or something. It's just different because it's not the people that you went to college with or grew up with. Right. They're different types of friends because they're new to your life. And I think then you have to worry about will our kids get along? Or, that whole aspect of it.
I was at a friend's house just Friday afternoon after work, and she has 2 older kids and then a little girl just a little bit older than Nora. And we were playing. Nora's on the ground, and then Nora spit up on her carpet. And I know she has kids, and she was totally fine with it, but I'm just so worried, she's going to make a stain. And Nora, get it together. Why did you just spit up all over the carpet?
Oh my gosh.
Now, if it was somebody else in my home, I wouldn't think twice about it. I'm like, it's totally fine. But then there's that stress of let's make nice. Please do a good job, Nora.
I think that honestly, if it was somebody that had gotten upset about it, it's probably just somebody I would never hang out with again. Right. I feel like at the end of the day,
just so easygoing.
Yeah, I always say I'm a low maintenance friend. I like to have communication, but if you want to let me know that you're not feeling good and don't want to hang out, that's fine. Don't ghost me, though. I hate people that just ghost you.
Do you think I ghosted you?
No.
Okay, I was like, strep throat Christine.
But there are friends. I have had friends that we have just not stayed as close over the years because I know for some people it's easy to just not talk, and for them that means nothing's wrong.
That's sad.
I'm the type of person that's well, if you're not talking, I understand you might be really busy or whatever, but for me, I get the signal that things are not just honky dory. I don't know. I like to just. That's how I do friendship.
This is so dating.
It is. I don't know. I just like easygoing. I like mom dates that, if we're having a play date with our kids, I don't like having to dress up. No, I like being in my yoga pants, and I always wear a little bit of makeup just because that's how I am.
Well, so my Instagram post today, did you see it was I think I did hashtag something almost no makeup. I did have a little bit on because my friend came over today and it's like, I just need to even this out a little bit.
I always have to have mascara. I have like really light eyebrows and eyelashes, like almost blonde.
That's
and I
eyebrow
feel
pencil.
Like, yes, ELF. That's why I still haven't tried it. But we talked about it on the last one.
Let's take a trip to Ulta.
Oh, we should because it's opening.
Side
it's
note,
opening soon.
Let's have a mom date. Ulta. No, it is opened already. I went to Target last night at 9:30, way too late. I was by myself though, so it's open now? Lived it up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ulta was open, but I wasn't going to try to go over there at 10 o'clock at night because I thought that'd be crazy.
So should we take the kids?
Oh, no, Monday.
No. So, yeah.
Because sometimes you need to leave the babies at home and go out just by yourselves.
I 100% agree, but sometimes it is nice when like you can just bring your kids and do it with your kids.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because for me, like being at home with my girls, for me, a lot of my play dates are like morning times, and I might call it a mom date because there are some friends that have kids that will actually, like a friend of mine has a son who's about 3, so him and Reagan will actually play, and like I might actually have coffee with my friend and like get to catch up a little bit.
Yeah.
So when your kids don't need you quite as much, sometimes that happens. You can kind of multitask, like actually catch up with a friend and your kid gets a play date. But a lot of times play dates are just straight up play dates. Right. All you're doing is like running after your children. If you take them to a park, if you take them to an unfenced park, that will be your day.
I think you should stay in a fenced area.
Yeah.
Especially your daughter.
Fenced
She's like,
in parks.
Let me explore. Well, even today, Nora was awake for probably half of her play date with my dear friend's daughter, who was 2. And the good thing about, a 2-year-old is they can just play and, like you said, parallel play. So she was fine on her own, but Nora hung for a little bit and then she checked out, and my friend's daughter just kept playing and it was okay. But
I love it. Oh. This age is fun because they don't really fight that much compared to, I think, once they get to 3 or 4, it's more like they become a little more possessive of toys, or they get into like I don't want to play that. I want to play this.
Yeah.
Because I have that with my neighbor. Her daughter's a little older. She's in kindergarten, and she's very set on like what she wants to do. And then if you don't want to do that, sometimes I don't even think it's that my daughter Reagan like doesn't want to do it. She's just 3 and like almost 3. And so she'll just like go off and do her own thing. And then Emma gets really upset that like, oh, she didn't want to play with me. And I'm like, I think she forgot she was playing with you.
She's just
doing her thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's so funny because the dynamic is really different at every age. But what's funny is this friend that you had today is a mutual friend.
Yeah.
So the 2-year-old daughter that she has, she came to Tiny Town with us one time. And Tiny Town is in Lancaster. If you've never been there, it is such a cool place because you can parallel play, if you're in that age where you just kind of, they do their own thing. But it's really cool because it's all these little houses. There's like a little house. There's a little castle. There is like a little fire station. And there's just all of these awesome little imaginary playhouses. And it's all at like a kid's level. And they have like a whole section set up where like as a mom, you can just kind of observe. And everything is child safe. So if your kids are, I'd say like 2 to 5 is like ideal range. It's awesome because they can do their own thing. Or it's really cute when you can see that they start to collaborate. And in the fire station,
that's so sweet.
Like you'll see in the fire station, a lot of them end up playing there. Like each time I'm there, that's like the popular spot. And there's like a hose they can reel out, and they'll have somebody saying like fire, fire. And then other kids will just start helping and like put the hats on and like get in the fire truck.
Never too soon for fire safety.
But it's fun because all of a sudden it's like they don't even know each other. There's, it's open to the public, and you'll see like a group of kids just start kind of playing the same thing. And I love it when they imagine. I think imaginary stuff is just so cute.
I love that. Yeah. I can't wait to do that when Nora's a little bit older. I'm going to watch PJ Masks and go to Tiny Town. I've heard really good things about that, and I agree. Anything that you can use your imagination with and just like cultivates that, I think is so special. So I'll have to check that out.
I feel like take advantage of her age now though, because I think when I was first making friends that like were moms, when your kids are really little, you actually do get time to like if they are sleeping or whatever, sometimes you can just chit chat and like get to know people.
Yeah.
Which becomes harder when your kids are, needing more of your attention.
Yeah. And that's what happened today. And it was really nice just to sit and have coffee and talk for, on and off for about like an hour and just catch up and realize like, okay, no, we are people outside of this whole mom role that we have, and be able to connect and be a support for each other. I mean, there was things we were talking about. It was like, hey, what's going on in your week? Like, how are you really?
Yeah.
And I know that for me, that's really life-giving. That's like, I would say one of my like self-care techniques is just being with friends and being able to connect.
Yeah. I think that's such a good way to put it, because I think I shouldn't say men, but my husband doesn't always, I shouldn't say all men, but my husband and I are very opposite. And the one thing he doesn't understand is like, well, if you say you're too busy or you say you're too busy for that, like, then why are you able to go out and get coffee with your friend? And I'm like, because I just needed to talk to a grown-up. Sometimes when your kids are toddlers and you're just going nuts, like for me, like you said, it is life-giving. Yes. Like it is so important sometimes to just get out. And even if it's just coffee, or this week I had a girls' night. It was actually really spontaneous. One of the girls in like a trivia group I'm in, she was just like, hey, I need a night out. Like anybody else up for, just grabbing some drinks or whatever? Oh, just join ours. We need smart people on our team.
Gosh.
You're a teacher. You've got to know things.
Second grade things. I don't.
Well, you should
anything with spelling, count me out.
What's funny is this week, well, like you were saying, like sometimes you just need to like talk about what's really going on. And this week, like a few people couldn't make it because it was totally last minute. But I was like, oh my gosh, it was perfect timing for me because I was like, yes, please. I need a margarita in my life. Like I was literally drinking a coffee when I
need like friendship. You're like, no. First and foremost, get me that drink.
A margarita and friendship. I was like drinking coffee and working like when I got the text and was like, oh my gosh, yes, I want to go out. And yeah, like it was just so nice. Like we didn't even play trivia. Like we didn't even join in this time. We kind of sat in a separate section and we just talked, and it was nice to just kind of like talk and like find out what's going on in people's lives. And like it's great too because I feel like in this group they're mostly people that I've met through the moms group that we're both connected in here. But what's cool is that the moms group at Worship Center, a lot of moms don't actually attend Worship Center. Some go to other churches or some are involved elsewhere. So it's such a great melting pot, and some people might have kids your age, but it's open to moms that have children anywhere from like baby to I think if your children are older than like first grade, you kind of they probably aren't a part of it. But anyone with like younger children, I guess you get phased out at some point. But yeah, it's great because I mean, it might be a mom that still has a 2 and a 3-year-old, but she also has a 10 and an 11-year-old. So it's great to get advice from veteran moms or
I could use that.
We'll come to trivia.
Sorry, I feel like I have to pump.
Are you? Oh gosh.
We can get rid of that part, but nursing mom over here.
Nursing mom. Hashtag nursing problem.
This transition of getting Nora into more like solid food, like I actually made her eggs tonight, which is great, but she also needs milk.
Yeah. Oh man, but she probably isn't. Have you actually taken out nursings then?
No.
Or does she still nurse kind of like after she eats?
She will, like before bed and then in the morning. But then because she's at daycare 5 out of 7 days of the week, they're giving her a bottle.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm going to try to like mirror that more at home, just like for consistency. But anyway.
Well, good for you. I'll be for the record, Christine has like bags of like frozen milk. Like she has been on it, and I feel like that's awesome, like that you've been so dedicated to it because it's so good for your kids. And I totally get it if you are someone that didn't want to breastfeed or whatever.
Yeah, I've heard
I always wanted to do it for longer, and I was never able to, so I just am so jealous that you are able to do that.
Well, and I never had a thought of, a goal. I'm going to either like nurse for this long or have a supply for this long. But I feel like the more I did it and the more I saw like I could build up a supply, I'm like, okay, I can keep going. I'll keep going. And maybe a big part of it is that my niece and nephew who are adopted were like blessed with milk from some other moms that had an extra surplus. And so I saw how cool, important, influential it was for them as newborns to have milk from other moms. And I don't know. I even think like, what if I could share milk with somebody else? But anyway, I just heard a thump. Do you think the girls are okay?
Yeah, for
Rachel's girls are downstairs with our husbands.
Yeah, they're usually with a sitter. Like, this is the first time I think they've actually been here when we've been recording.
No, I love it. I'm sure they're having fun.
Yeah. What's funny is when we pulled into the neighborhood earlier, Reagan goes, "Oh, Mom, we're at Theo's house." That's her cousin. Because my sister's development, it looks nothing like this.
But it's a development.
Yeah, but it's a development.
With houses.
Similar size houses, like similar colors. And so she thought we were there, and I was like, no, this isn't there. This is Miss Christine's house.
That's so cute. And Nora's been asleep for hours.
Yeah, mine are going to crash when we get home.
Oh, man. So, Rachel, want to talk to you about my new thing.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love doing new things because a lot of times when we talk about these, like we really haven't even discussed like what our new thing's going to be. So what is your new thing?
My new thing. And so when we did our first podcast, OG, that never was aired, I shared about my 80-day obsession. 80-day obsession is the Beachbody workout plan. And I'm sure they're on day like 50. I made it to about day 6. Maybe I'll come around in the summer and try again. But I think my new plan is Whole30. And I say this because now it's out there in the airwaves. So hopefully I'll do it.
Accountability.
Yeah. So my husband was kind of leading the charge on this one, which is very good for me. Because I'm like, hey, if this is your idea, you'll run with it.
Yeah. It's so much easier too when you have someone doing it with you because then you have each other to keep yourself accountable.
And I think we could do it. So we got books from a friend. I have to say that I'm not so thrilled on like having to read the whole books. I'm like, can I have the Clip Notes version? Like,
is there? Just
Google. I already have been doing that a little bit, but I'm gonna try. We're gonna try Whole30. I think we're gonna try to start next week. We actually signed up for a meal delivery service, which we've never done, and it's coming on Monday. Sunbasket.
So if anyone's ever done that one, let us know what you think.
Yeah, and
because I'm considering this as well. Since you've actually signed up, I'm sort of getting like I've debated it, and then you told me how like reasonably priced it is. So I would love to get people's feedback on any of the meal services because I want to try it, and I hate cooking. So
I think Rachel and I are in the same boat about cooking, but. Also, if you have any good coupon codes or if you were able to get a good deal on different meal services.
Yeah.
Sunbasket was under one of the ones that was very close to Whole30 approved. And the meals look pretty good. You could choose from several, I don't know, maybe 15 to 20 of them for the week. They change them the next week. So you get to go on and pick your next 3 meals. So hopefully that will help ease the stress of having to get all the meals prepared because it will arrive on our door. So I'm really excited about that. I think my biggest worry outside of actually the effort of Whole30 is coffee because you're supposed to just drink black.
Oh, I remember reading that.
Yes. Now they do have something.
Because it's no dairy at all, right?
No, and I love cheese, so I did.
I love cereal, which is like sugar and carbs and milk.
Well, I don't think that's on any of these diets. Put the Cocoa Puffs down.
Oh my gosh, this is why I just need to exercise.
No, I'm like the reverse. Like I would rather try to really nail down my eating right now and not work out. But at some point, I'll do both. I'm excited about it. I kind of am ready for this change after gaining weight, after being pregnant, having a baby. It's time to make a change. So new thing, Whole30 and this meal delivery service. If you've done Whole30 and you have any helpful hints, tips, like good go-to foods, especially snack items, please let me know. Send them my way because I will need all the help I can get. To be continued. Maybe next week I won't be so chipper.
We're gonna check in.
Yeah. So how about you, Rachel? What's going on with your
world? I actually have 2
two
new things. So the first new thing is an actual thing.
The other new thing is not a thing.
Well, it's more of a concept.
Okay.
So my first thing.
Oh, you just spit on me a little.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I spit?
Oh, it's okay. Nora's been spitting on me all day. She's
gosh. I have like a slug trail on my sweatshirt. Is it still there?
No, you look great. It's a sign of a true mom. If you don't have
kids, a slug trail is when your kid like slimes you. It's when your kid is like snot everywhere or like when they're teething, which is what I'm about to talk about. So not only do I have like slug marks on my sweatshirts from like where your kids, put their head on your shoulder, they're also like visible on like furniture when your kids are like playing on your sofa or like when they're at the toddler stage where they're toddling around and have to hold on to your sofa. You'll also find slug trails there.
I didn't know that. I honestly, I saw and I thought maybe it was just like water or something.
Nope, that's what it is. And just wait, Nora will get them. You have dark colored couch, so you'll see them.
Perfect. Time for some leather.
It's all good. They just wipe off.
Okay.
Yeah, they just wipe off with water. So my thing is, Rowan, my little one is 15 months now, and she is teething so badly. I feel like with any of her other teeth, it was just not so bad. Like the front ones, like the first ones they get, she wasn't too miserable. But she has pretty much all of her teeth now. The molars were rough. And right now what she's getting is like the eye teeth, like the canines. Mm-hmm. And she has just been, it's awful. Aww. Like there are some days that she is just so fussy. She'll have a low-grade fever. So I actually had to go out and one of the things, that I didn't get a lot of when I had baby showers was teething stuff.
Oh,
so if you need a baby shower gift, this is something that since I had to go out the store and buy them, I was like, man, like it would have been so much easier if somebody had gotten me these things as a gift. Just because, I mean, I had a million burp cloths, had a million pairs of socks.
Right. Oh, me too.
Yeah. People should have got me teething rings. Right. Something you don't think about till your kid is over 1. So, also a great first birthday gift. Other thoughts I've had since we're attending a first birthday party in a couple of weeks. I was like, maybe I'll just buy them teething things. So the thing I want to share is, it's like a miracle. It's an amber teething necklace. If you've ever seen kids wearing these, I always kind of thought they were just like that crunchy mom thing and it was for looks or whatever. And like, I had no clue what kind of like voodoo these things did. Gosh. Well, they actually work. I researched it and amber, there's like a stone.
We use one for Robert. We used one for Nora.
Robert, her husband was teething.
He had some issues. No, Robert looked it up as well and said it was like your body heat activates the oils in it.
And the oils release like a natural anti-inflammatory. So I got an amber teething necklace for Rowan. She wore it for like a week straight when things were really bad. And it was a huge game changer. Like we didn't have to do Tylenol every 4 or 5 hours. She really just seemed like a new kid. So that's my new thing.
Where'd you get yours?
I got mine at Bella Boo.
Okay, we just went on Amazon.
Oh, I'm sure I could have done that.
Okay, I was just curious.
Sometimes I work downtown and I'm only a few blocks from there.
Oh, perfect.
So yeah, Bella Boo downtown has a huge selection, and I love to support like a little local place.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's a really cute place to get gifts if you need anything like that. And then my other new thing. This is just the concept. Yes. So also a mom thing. We've had trouble lately with the older one, with when the babysitter comes, like having a bad attitude or just being like, like, I don't want you to leave. Like, just, I don't know. I don't know what it is. So what we've done is we've told her like the night before, and I've just been like mentally preparing her for things like a day in advance. And I feel like as a mom, sometimes there are things you don't want to do that with, like play dates and fun things, because then if they fall through, your kid is like, oh my gosh, you said we were going to do that.
Oh, I've heard that.
Like Tiny Town didn't happen the one day. We were supposed to go, and as much as we love it, we will do it if we're meeting a friend or if we have something special going on, but I don't just take my kids there all the time. So it just didn't happen, and Reagan was miserable. So on that front, I've learned that with fun things, maybe don't bring them up at all. Maybe don't even tell them until you're like in the car on your way there. No fun things. But yeah, so we have had this total attitude shift with just telling her the night before, like letting her kind of know what my plan will be, because some days I work out of the home and some days I work from home, and that means that I pretty much just work during our nap time. For them, it's a pretty normal day. But on the days that I work, I'll have our sitter come and I'll leave. A couple of days, I might actually pop back in if I have another meeting or something to go to. And I try to do that when they're sleeping so I don't like disturb things or whatever. But I have just found it's been so helpful, and it's been such an attitude changer to just let her know like the night beforehand exactly what's going on the next day. And I think that routine and just like, I don't know.
Do you feel like that's a stretch for you, or it just is coming naturally to like have that conversation with her and really be diligent about it?
I don't know. I don't know if I want to say it was like a stretch, but it's just one of those things that might sound really easy. Like, well, duh, like why didn't you do that? But I think sometimes as parents, like we don't realize like how important it is for kids to know things. And it's tough too, because at a certain age, like they care more. Yes. You know, like a year ago, she wouldn't have cared if the sitter was coming like any day, anytime. She'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here. But now that she's like going on 3, she's getting moodier. She's understanding more about things. She's getting a little clingier too. Like she doesn't want me to leave sometimes. Yeah. And so I don't know. I just think it's helped. It's helped a lot. Good. So it's been like a major attitude helper.
I'm so glad you figured that. Yeah. And maybe somebody listening could try that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. If you work and you do have a schedule that changes, because I think if your schedule is pretty consistent, it's not as big of a deal. But for me, I was just noticing that like my inconsistency was really making her moods like up and down.
Well, good for you for, even figuring that out and trying that, like to talk it through with her. I let Nora know what's coming up the next day because I don't want her to be thrown off. And when I picked her up from daycare on Friday, I let her know over and over again it was the weekend. So I wanted her to celebrate with me that we were going to get to spend 2 whole days together. Yeah,
she could stay up until 6:15 instead of 6 o'clock.
She loves to sleep like her mama. Well, good. I'm glad that you're seeing a positive change in her.
Yeah, no, it's been good. It's tough when your kids get to that age where they start being moody because it's like, what can we do? Like, why are you acting like this? It's not just, a phase like when they're a baby and you can teach them like, no, don't do that. Like, don't pull all the toilet paper off the roll. It's an attitude thing.
She's becoming a person with thoughts and desires and
so that's my new mom thing. And get those teething necklaces and get them as gifts so that people aren't frantically searching when their kid is miserable.
Got it.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening this week. I hope something that you heard was encouraging or inspiring to you, or maybe useful. Go check out Tiny Town. Make time for your mom friends this week.
Take time to appreciate your friends. Maybe tell them that you enjoy spending time with them or that you really value the time that you have together. And moms, in case no one told you today, you are doing amazing. Hey moms, we would love to connect with you this week on social media.
You can find us on Instagram at The Thrive Podcast or email us at thrivepodcastlancaster@gmail.com.
For more information on Rachel, you can follow her at Rachel Klein Creative.
And you can get to know Christina a little better at The Whistler Company. We would love to get to know you guys better, and we are always looking for new topics and ideas.